So just an introduction to laying out your palette. I've just done it on a piece of paper because actually I can just screw it all up and throw it in the bin at the end and not have to wash it. So that's something that you might want to consider doing. I have laid it out. You can see here that I've got two different kinds of reds, two different kinds of blues, and two different kinds of yellows, and a white and a black. Actually, I don't know why I put the black out because I'm not going to use it, because I am going to make my own black, because that is much more interesting to do than just using the black out of the tube. It makes your picture much more interesting. And as we know, Erica Lee Sears, for example, uses a very dark blue in her shadows. So it just makes it much more interesting. And to get your own black, you would just get your dark red. This is a kind of what's known as a cool red because it's leaning more towards blue. It's got more blue in it than this one. This one is known as a warm red because it's leaning more towards yellow. It's sort of oranger. Don't worry too much about those warm and cold, but just be aware that there are different kinds of yellows and blues and reds, and that these will, depending on what you use to mix up, say, a green, secondary colours and tertiary colours, you might get different results. So if you wanted to mix turquoise, which is notoriously difficult, you would need a certain kind of blue which leans more towards green, which is this one. But even then it might be difficult. So in order to mix black, you get your dark red, and you also pick up a bit of the dark blue, equal amounts. And my lighting isn't very good in here, so you might not be able to see. I'm going to put a bit more red because that wasn't actually equal. Try not to mess your palette up. You might want to work with a few brushes and just have one brush for dark colours and another for lighter ones. Now I'm going to get a different brush and I'm going to get some of the yellow. I might get this yellow actually. And I'm just going to add that, and what it does is sort of neutralise the colours I've just put in. So it does actually look very dark, and it's been neutralised, so it's not purple. It's got a hint of purple about it, but because it's got that yellow, it's a really lovely dark colour that you can use for shadows.